Coming up, it is the most wonderful time of the year, right? Well, with all of that joy can come a whole lot of stress. What you need to know to help cut down on anxiety and avoid a holiday meltdown. We'll have some expert advice when Good Day Chicago, Fox 32 News at noon continues. We all know it as the most wonderful time of the year, but it can also be the most stressful. There are so many things to do and so many parties to attend. How do you manage all of that with the other part of our busy daily lives? Dr. Dina Johnson Hughes, author of The Unapologetic Woman, is joining us with some tips on how to deal with all of this holiday stress. Thanks for coming in. Such a good time to have you in here now, because we were just talking before we went on camera here that, you know, we try to do everything and then some during the holidays because there's so many wonderful things going on. But it also can just be bad news, can't it?
Absolutely.
Overall, what are we doing to ourselves this time of year usually?
Well, we all have roles that we have to play, you know, as parents or as partners or as workers, and we have to try and balance all of that, or else we just kind of create a situation that's not very healthy for us, that's very stressful. And stress can be pretty devastating to your mental health as well as your overall health. And
physical too, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
And so first thing is, what is the best way to approach this season? Like, what's your best advice right now? Where do we begin?
Well, I think if you start to feel yourself being stressed out, then you have to be able to determine what type of stress are you experiencing. Is it acute stress that's related to what's going on in your life currently, present challenges, maybe some anticipated future things, or is it episodic or chronic stress, which are pretty devastating and they might require some more professional help. But acute stress is stress that you can manage because it's usually short term, and you can learn to choose how you want to prioritize and how you want to manage your stress.
So that's the key word, you just said it, and it's all about prioritizing, right?
Yes.
How do we start doing that?
How do we do that? Well, first of all, there are three things that we can do. You have to really retrain your brain because, you know, our brains are wired to go towards the negative, to think about the negative, and I think that's been since the inception of time. It's kind of like
human
the way
nature.
It's human nature, and it's really a protective mechanism. And so retrain your brain to focus on the positive, to choose to be happy. Give yourself 3 positive messages to every negative message that you are hearing, and that will help you because it takes 3 positive messages, according to research, to avoid a negative outcome or to stop thinking about negative.
I love that. Give 3 positive for every negative. Okay,
absolutely.
And in the meantime, one of the other things the pieces of advice that you give is, in order to avoid a meltdown, in order to just feel overwhelmed, is maybe just start planning ahead. So are you suggesting, you know, we take out our December calendar and really take a serious look at what our priorities are and what they should not be? Absolutely.
Planning ahead is always very helpful. And if you have to, I always tell people, surround yourself with your own social cocoon. And I know that sounds a little odd, but you surround yourself with people who are very positive and protective and people who you like to be around who are comforting, and avoid toxic people. Because we all know we have families, and as you mentioned, you're from a large family, I'm from one. And sometimes those toxic people can be people who are in your family. And although those are people we can't really avoid, we can learn to manage them and manage our behavior around them. So that's one of the things you can do to begin to prioritize.
Yeah, and I think the other thing I like about your book is, you know, learning how maybe to say the word no, and giving time to yourself more than ever right now. Those are important things, aren't they?
Absolutely. Some of us can be so overwhelmed with trying to meet everyone else's needs, and it's kind of like when you're on an airplane and they say, should the air mask go down, you put yours on first and then you can help others. You're not going to be any good to anybody else if you're not helping yourself first. And so you have to really be able to focus on how you begin to say no to others and not give in to the demands and the whims of other people. It's sometimes hard, you know, because we're that nurturing, women are mostly nurturing, sort of caregiver types, and we don't like to say no. But sometimes you have to keep in mind that it's for your own mental health and your own benefit and that of those that you love, that you would do that you would say no.
And as a result, that means it's a Merry Christmas for everybody, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Right?
We're all happy.
You're feeling good, and as a result, the rest of the family's feeling good
That
too.
is correct.
And where can people go to get more information on your book?
You can go to my website, drdanitahughes.com, or feel free to call 219-292-4291.
Okay, thanks so much. Happy holidays to you and Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
We appreciate
it's been
you
a
coming
pleasure.
in. Good advice, good advice.